Have a front row seat.
Hey, Indiana. Let's clear the air about vaping. Glue, rat poison, paint. We all know these products contain poisons like formaldehyde, arsenic, and lead. And these are just a few of the chemicals you'll find in e-cigarette vapor. Let's clear the air, Indiana. Don't puff this stuff. Visit don'tpuffthisstuff.com to join the fight and spread the word.
We encourage you to follow us on Twitter at IndianaSRN. Find upcoming games, video highlights, and much more. Follow us now at IndianaSRN.
Hello and welcome inside Hulbert's Arena. It is a conference matchup between Mount St. Joseph and the Rose-Hulman Fighting Engineers. Both teams in the top of the HCAC as the regular season winds down. Who is going to take that number one spot? I'm Charlie Harris, joined by Tony Donahue. But before we begin our pregame coverage, let's take you through the sponsors that make tonight's broadcast possible. Reynolds Farm Equipment, your local hometown John Deere dealer since 1955. With 5 central Indiana locations, Reynolds meets all your equipment, parts, and service needs. Boilermakers Local 374, representing skilled workers across Indiana. Discover the Boilermaker advantage with Local 374. Burtner Electric, spark with confidence, your trusted electrical partner since 1986. Wheeler Mission, helping our neighbors in need since 1893, thanks to generous, caring individuals like you. Morales Group Staffing, building better futures one story at a time. Let us help you find your next opportunity. LifeWise Academy. LifeWise Academy brings Bible education to public school students during school hours. Learn more at lifewise.org. LIUNA, the Build America Union, 500,000 strong, fighting for better wages, safer job sites, and greater opportunity. And last but not least, IndianaSRN Sports Page. Sports from border to border and coast to coast. Your source for high school and college sports coverage. Well, those are the sponsors. And just about 10 minutes until tip-off between Mount St. Joseph and Rose-Hulman. I'm Charlie Harris, joined by Tony Donahue. And Tony, these two teams neck and neck in the HCAC standings. Just a couple more games of the regular season until the conference tournament starts. You look at Mount St. Joe, they are 13-9 overall, 11-4 in the conference, tied for first place. They're coming off 2 wins, playing very good basketball over the last month and a half or so, winning 7 of their last 8 games. So playing great basketball at the right time. But what I notice about Mount St. Joe, Tony, is they are a very young team. They have about a 9-man rotation. And of those 9 guys that get minutes for Mount St. Joe, 7 of them are underclassmen. So a young team, but a team that is very well coached as they are contending for the #1 spot in this conference. So a well-coached team.
Yeah, and look, this is a young team, right? So sometimes you don't know what you don't know, as you mentioned, and that's going on the road. They're almost a better team on the road than they are at home. They've got 7 road wins. They've got 6 wins at home. So this is a team that can go away from Cincinnati, Ohio, and win basketball games. They're getting hot at the right time, as you said. And for both teams, I mean, you're going in tonight going, this is a major opportunity, because there's a really good chance that in a couple weeks from now, when we get to the conference tournament, these teams could face off against each other. Obviously, you have the opening rounds. The higher seed plays the home game. Then the Final Four, you go to the top #1 seed, which is up for grabs. Anderson 11-4 in the conference. So is Transylvania. So is MSJ. And Rose-Hulman knocking on the door there. They can kind of leapfrog the Mount here tonight if they get a victory and avenge the loss from about a month ago. They played on January 7th, and with MSJ picked up the victory. But yeah, this is where you want to be, right? You want to have the opportunity to play for that Final Four. You want to be playing your best basketball right now here as we turn the pages towards mid-February, which is where we are. So I think if you're Rose-Hulman, you're looking at the schedule, you don't want to look ahead, but you've got 3 very winnable games to finish off this season. You obviously you have to go on the road the next 2, this Saturday and next Tuesday, but it's Bluffton and Earlham, who are 6-9 and 1-14 in the conference. So if you're Rose-Hulman, you're looking to win out here, and that starts tonight. Yeah, Rose-Hulman, they're on a bit of a skid right now. They're coming off a 78-70 loss against Anderson, when Anderson is tied for the best conference record in the HCAC. So Anderson, a very tough team to beat. Rose-Hulman lost that game in a close one, 78-70. But the Engineers, they have lost 3 of their last 4 games. And it started with Franklin about a week ago right here. A 1-point loss to Franklin. They were then kind of blown out by Transylvania. They picked up a double overtime win on the road against Hanover, a big win, breaking a 2-game losing streak, and then a recent loss against Anderson on Saturday. So they've ran into some really tough teams the last few games, but with 3 games left in the regular season, you're 1 game behind Mount St. Joe and these other teams. I mean, I hate to throw the word must win out there, but this is a game that Coach Nick Sales really wants his team to have before you finish out the final games of the regular season. You want to see a home win to close out the year. Yeah, your last home game in the regular season, you might be able to probably get one in about 2 weeks during the tournament. But the biggest thing for me with Rose-Hulman is just finishing games, right? Of their 5 conference losses, three of those losses are by 4 points or less. Those are games that they are in towards down the stretch. They were in that game against Anderson on Saturday, competing against the top team currently in the conference. It just kind of went away from them down in the end of that 4th quarter. You know, and you look at that, that's free throws, that's getting high percentage looks, that's rebounds. We'll talk about the keys here tonight, but Rose-Hulman just finish game strong and finish these final 3 games strong. You know, they've only really been blown out in conference 1 time, and that was the loss to Transylvania at the end of the month at 61-48. But, you know, finishing games, getting in those close games, which is a perfect example when they played Mount St. Joe last month. It came down to the wire as well. Yes, that was on the road for the Fighting Engineers, but you lose that game 62-58, a game which you turned the basketball over 15 times in that game. You know, and then they played from behind. Rose-Hulman had a terrible first half against MSJ last month. They were 0 of 6 from downtown. They were fighting that whole game to get back. They were back within a 1-possession game under 2 minutes, but it was a little bit too late for Rose-Hulman. So get out to a good start here and stay out in front of this MSJ team. Yeah, and what I've noticed across these last 4 games for Rose-Hulman, their shooting splits have gone way down. You look at the double overtime win at Hanover. That is a tough game to win, but Rose-Hulman, they pulled it out in double OT. The Engineers in that win knocked down 11 threes. They were 11 for 25 from 3, but in their last 3 losses, they're shooting just 15% from 3 in each of their last 3 losses. So they're going to, like you said, they're going to have to start out hot against Mount St. Joe tonight. And when you look at Rose-Hulman,
across the entire season. You're exactly right. So many close games. You look at January, a 4-point loss to Mount St. Joe. Then you turn around with a 2-point loss against Transylvania. And a few other games. You look at the Franklin game, they lost by 1. So they are neck and neck with pretty much every single opponent. Just have to find a way to finish games in the second half. We'll step away for a brief moment. When we come back, keys to the game for both sides. Hello and welcome back inside Hulbert Arena. I'm Charlie Harris, joined by Tony Donahue for Mount St. Joe and Rose Hulman. For Mount St. Joe, they're 13-9. They are tied for first place in the HCAC. We've mentioned a very young team. They have 5 freshmen on Mount St. Joe that get a lot of minutes, so not afraid to put the young guys on the floor, and they have produced 11-4 in conference play. You look at what Mount St. Joe does well, and that is taking high quality shots. They have the best 3-point percentage in the conference. They have the 3rd best overall field goal percentage. So, and when you have a young team with a ton of underclassmen, that just tells me they're well coached and they find quality shots each possession.
Yeah, and it really starts with their transition defense, right? They get themselves into situations where they're pushing the ball, they're pushing tempo, and sometimes it's easy to get ahead of your skis and not get those high percentage looks when you're constantly on the run. As you mentioned, great shooting team from the field, shooting about 46%, 74% from the free throw line. That's one of the best in the conference. You look at a Rose Hulman team across the other side, 65%. Yeah. It comes, and we talked about Rose Hulman's lost 4 games inside of the conference by 4 points or less. Those comes down to free throw shooting. I mean, look, last time these two teams got together last month, it was a tough night shooting for Rose Hulman. As we talked about, they were 2 of 16 from the 3-point line and 14 of 23 from the free throw line. So you talk about leaving points off of the board, which led to a loss. That certainly was the case for Rose Hulman. And as you mentioned, MSJ, they have a lot of good players. They have high flyers, they have scorers, but they have guys that do the dirty work as well. So we're going to be talking about Alice and Buck and Joe Brand as well. Brand's a guy I like, shooting 50% from the field. He'll take that from any position player. Yeah. He's 46% from downtown, and that's not a 4 of 9. That's 40 of 87. So that's a really good clip to be shooting the 3-point mark at. So this is the Mount St. Joseph team that has gotten off 2 fast starts. Rose Hulman saw that a few weeks ago. Rose Hulman's going to have to bring the tempo defensively, turn defense into offense.
Yeah, and it feels like for Rose Hulman, a huge key for this offense is Joey Schmitz, the sophomore from Bargersville, Indiana, went to Center Grove, a Indiana kid. He is one of the best players, one of the best shooters in the conference, but for Rose Hulman, they've lost 3 of their last 4 games. Joey Schmitz needs to shoot the ball better to give his team a chance.
And he's 40% from the 3, right? Get him going. He's one of your leading scorers. Get the ball into his hands here early. Get him a couple looks from the outside.
And we will step aside for the national anthem.
We encourage you to subscribe to our YouTube channel, IndianaSRN. Hit the bell to get notifications for upcoming games and more. Watch as many games as you want, as many times as you want.
At Morales Group Staffing, we are all about building better futures. And during these times, we are working hard to put people to work. We are now hiring for hundreds of jobs with pay up to $17 an hour. Visit our website at moralesgroup.net or text JOBS, JOBS, to 317-472-7600 to apply now and get hired today.
From warehousing to transportation and everything in between, Piper Logistics does it all. Centrally located, Piper Logistics has 2 warehouses in Indianapolis and a warehouse in Cincinnati, Ohio. Piper Logistics houses over 1 million square feet. Along with our transportation department, we can provide service to half the United States markets.
We encourage you to follow us on Twitter at IndianaSRN. Find upcoming games, video highlights, and much more. Follow us now at IndianaSRN.
Number 2, Michael Waffles. Akbar, number 10, Jason Lafayette. Akbar, number 13, Matthew Pinniger. Akbar, number 14, Joe Green. And Akbar, number 23, Cooper Olives. And now let's meet the starters for your Hulman Fighting Engineers. Sophomore from Martinsville, Indiana, number 15, Joey Schmitz. At guard, a 5'11" freshman from Indianapolis, Indiana, number 21, Nate Smith. At forward, a 6'9" shooter from Oswald, Indiana, number 23, Cole Brown. At forward, a 6'7" shooter from Vancouver, Washington, number 32, Jack Jacobs.
So those are the starters for Rose-Hulman. It's Daniel Savovich, an upperclassman, a junior that's very efficient for Rose-Hulman in their offense. And then it's the sharpshooter Joey Schmitz, a sophomore. You got Nate Smith, who's a pesky defender, leads the team in steals. And then you got the big fella in Cole Pride and Jack Jenigas in the front court for Rose-Hulman. It is Cole Pride and Jason Lavender at half court, ready for the tip. Mount St. Joe, a team that hasn't ended the season with a winning record since 2017. It's been a long time since Mount St. Joe has ended the regular season above 500, and they are 13-9 this year, looking to go on the road against a tough Rose-Hulman team. The Lions start on offense. Can't quite penetrate the paint. 10 to shoot. Menninger up top. It's Loftus right side. Bullies his way to the cup.
That tough defensive possession there for Rose-Hulman. You guarded for 26 seconds and you give up a layup with 3 seconds on the clock. You don't want to make that a habit. But look, we got the baseball team here, Charlie, but this is a team battling for first place in a conference. These kids are like 6 months away from making $100,000 a year. Don't study tonight. Come on out.
Yeah.
What are we doing? Where's the student section at here from Rose-Hulman? This team could be possibly tied up for first place at the end of the night.
It's the final home game of the regular season for Rose-Hulman, and they're trying to get back in the win column fresh off an 8-point loss to number 1 Anderson. Oh, a beautiful slip and a finish from the freshman Cooper Ollis.
Yeah, you got to communicate on that back screen if you're going to switch or not. It was too late. One of the easiest buckets you'll see all night.
Next, Cole Pride early in the shot clock, feeding the paint for a high-quality look.
Bit of a size advantage there, right? You just seal off the defender, and it's easy pickings. Just turn around and lay it right in.
Once again, the Lions inside. Kick out, open shooter. It's Ollis, and it rolls out.
It's because that rim's a little bit shorter than the other one. That's what I learned when I was shooting. It seemed like great move here.
Oh, Joey Schmitz, you said to get him going early. They got the ball in his hands in transition, and an easy layup for him. That should get him going early.
Yeah, that reverse where you use the body against the defender and then the rim kind of helps you out. You go up and under. That's hard to defend, lays it in. A couple quick inside buckets. We talked about one of the keys for Rose-Hulman was going inside and controlling the paint throughout this entire contest. So far, so good in the first 2+ minutes.
Nice cut to the basket, but Allis misses.
Good defense down right around the rim there by Rose-Hulman.
There's Pride now up top. Dumps to Savovic. And they're trying to find Pride down low.
Yeah, there's a size advantage, especially on that switch.
Nate Smith will try left side. And a foul away from the ball.
Yeah, didn't plant the feet on the screen, which bailed out Nate Smith there from an air ball 3. So not a good look possession-wise there. They're trying to go down low. There is a size advantage with Cole Pride. He's got the height and the weight advantage. They just have to work it inside out to him.
Rose-Hulman trying for a stop.
Yeah, I don't like this matchup.
Loftus driving on Jenigas. Back outside. And a foul against Joey Schmitz. A push, did not move his feet laterally there.
Yeah, he was stuck there in quicksand. It looked like it. He had to use the forearm to kind of slow up the defender. That's 2 quick team fouls on Rose-Hulman.
Loftus on Nate Smith, trying to find an opening. Kick out, right wing triple, and that one rattles out.
Great closeout there.
It was Joe Brand on the miss.
By Schmitz to get a hand in the face. Now let's work it inside out. This could be a big night for Cole Pride.
Big fella kicks out Smith. He doesn't like the 3. And it's a turnover. Smith turns it over on an entry pass into the post.
Yeah, if you're going to go down to Jenigas or Cole Pride, you're going to have to get it down. And that was kind of a lazy floating pass. You're going to have to put some pump behind that ball, work it inside out, and get it down low.
Lavender tries to go inside, fades away, and gets a friendly bounce off the back iron.
Really good defense there by Jenigas. Just he showed, didn't move straight up, just a better offense to lay that one in.
The second matchup between these two teams. Mount St. Joseph took the first one, and Nate Smith is fouled. The last time these two teams played was in early January. About a month ago, Mount St. Joe won by 4. And that brings us to our first timeout of the game. Rose-Hulman down 6-4.
Rose allowed me to have a good foundation as an engineer. Like, you enjoy solving those problems. There are 500 different directions that we could go, and only one is likely the right one that's going to work. Figuring out why it works or why it could work, what could break, like really thinking 5 steps ahead. That's what Rose teaches you to do. It's not a factory of like just trying to get people out the door and getting them their degrees. Like, they genuinely care about each individual student. They want you to walk away feeling like you got out of it what you wanted. That's what sets Rose-Hulman apart. Together, we are Rose-Hulman.
So a tight game so far, 6-4. Mount St. Joe with an early lead. I'm Charlie Harris, joined by Tony Donahue. Tony, what'd you see in those first 4 minutes?
Yeah, we talked about coming and going inside out. We had to see better passes from Rose-Hulman trying to get down low into the block. When you're feeding your big men, you have to get the basketball to them and then work inside out, come off some screens around the arc. Defensively, they haven't been all that bad. Cole Pride had a good defensive stance there, which was better offense, and then that opening drive where they defended for 27 seconds and then gave up the layup. That's frustrating sometimes. But I think if you're Rose-Hulman, you come out, you want to get a good look here. You're obviously going to the free throw line with Nate Smith, where you want to convert, right? This is a team that was 14 of 23 the last time these two teams played last month from the free throw line.
Nate Smith is 61% free throw shooter. He misses the first one, and Tony, like you said at the start of the game, Rose-Hulman not the best free throw shooting team, second worst in the conference at 65%.
Yeah, Nate Smith is a freshman. He's not a guy that's going to score 15 to 20 points a night, but he's your assist guy, he's your steal guy. He's kind of your spark plug, right? So anything you can get out of him offensively, you'll take, but you got to convert from the free throw line.
So 1 of 2 at the line for Smith. And here come the Lions. 10 on the shot clock.
Yeah, defensively, Rose Holman's done a great job of forcing MSJ deep into the shot clock, and you saw there just a distance 3 that doesn't go down.
Here's
There you
Pride, the advantage and the reverse.
Yeah, great job there by working the basketball inside. Cole Pride made a decision as soon as that basketball was in his hand to attack the rim.
So the Engineers take a 1-point lead.
Yeah, great job by Vojevic to get down low, make a crisp pass, and work inside out.
And the baseball team helping out with defense chance.
I like it. Where's the rest of the students at? What do we? Y'all are going to make a lot of money one day. Just come on, watch some hoop.
I don't know the semester schedule, but we could be in an exam week.
Yeah.
And that time Joe Brand sinks the 3-pointer, so the first 3 goes down.
Gentile had good defensive place there. Sorry, Gentile had good 3-point defense there, just a better bucket. And here Smith takes it and rolls it around.
Smith, the layup swirls down.
Flurry of points here coming out of that 16-minute timeout. Still want to see Rose Hulman offensively knock down a 3, right? We talked about them going 0 of 6 and 2 of 14 last time these two teams played. I think getting one to go in here early in this first half will be huge.
Long range 3 misses too strong. Michael Loftus missed. Here's Savovic.
Yeah, Savovic can get hot too. Maybe get him off a screen, get him a good look.
Pride near the free throw line. Comes down to the freshman Gentile. And it falls in the corner. Here's Pride, 10 to shoot. He's got the advantage. Double comes. Here's Smith. Finds
Great
Pride
screen.
on a beautiful feed.
Great screen by Pride. Rolls off of it. Great dish there by Smith. We talk about he's the electric guy, right? He's the guy that's going to make those extra passes and assists. We saw it there for the bucket.
So Cole Pride with 6 points, 3 of 3 shooting to start this thing.
Yeah, nice little 7-3, now 7-5 push for Rose Hulman coming out of that 16.
There's a pretty move from the freshman, Cooper Allis. Back to the basket. Some post presence from the young guy.
Go to work.
Here's Pride. We got another guy on him.
Go right back to him. I mean, Pride can go for 25 tonight if that guy's guarding him. He just has to be aggressive and make that first move quickly when he gets the ball inside the block there.
Another mismatch. Savovic instead pulls up
Bang.
left side, and it's cash.
Yeah, Savovic, that's a great shot for him. Dribbles himself into a high percentage look, steps into it, knocks it down.
Savovic fresh off a 22-point performance against Anderson, where he was 7 of 14 from the field. He starts off 1 of 1 today.
Both teams shooting pretty well. Rose Hulman's 5 of 6 from the field. Now a huge defensive stop.
And a look at Savovic's pull-up J here.
Yeah, 6 of 7 from the field. And Charlie, all these have came within 2 to 6 feet of the rim, and that's what you want. Good start here by Rose Hulman. Keep that momentum going. Let's see if they can get a bucket off the defensive turnover.
And now the first Mount St. Joe turnover of the game. Kobe Studemeyer in the game, so was Will McElhaney. Savovic on the drive, kicks out Studemeyer. The senior misses the 3 short.
Yeah.
McElhaney grabs the miss.
Great job by McElhaney. Second chance opportunity here, but just kind of a lazy floating pass. And you know how it is as a shooter. That was a little bit too strong. As a shooter, you want that crisp pass. You can grab it and shoot. That kind of floated to Studemeyer, which led to the shot being short.
Well, you would know. We saw you pregame lace in the net. So
catch and shoot, baby.
Foul called against Savovic.
Yeah, Coach Sales right in front of him is not going to like that. 16 on the shot clock, trying to defend, and you foul with about 6 feet outside of that 3-point line.
Savovic's first foul, team's third. Lavender inside, blocked.
How many travels until they call one?
And officials signal a jump ball that brings us to a timeout. Rose Hulman, they lead 13-11. Back in a moment.
At Rose Hulman, our goal is to give our students the world's best STEM education in an environment of individual attention and support, all while achieving over 98% job placement after graduation. Your first year at Rose is all about building community. During your time at Rose, you'll be collaborating with other students in a diverse array of clubs, intramurals, and out in the community. You might be in the 40% of students that play a sport, or the third that are involved in fraternities and sororities. Over 90% of all Rose Hulman students have at least one internship, co-op or research opportunity, or study abroad by the start of their senior year. Your degree in STEM means you won't be stuck on one path, though. STEM is all about creative problem solving, and Rose Hulman is a place where creative minds thrive. The skills you learn here will help you reach your career goals and will grow with you as a person for the rest of your life.
So Rose Hulman now leading 13-11. You look at the shooting split for Rose Hulman, 6 of 9 from the field, and they're just taking high-quality looks every trip down the floor.
And 2 of those 3 misses, they've gotten offensive rebounds off of, which has led to second chance opportunities. I liked what I saw, that 4-minute spurt there from Rose Hulman. The Engineers working inside out, attacking the glass, playing good defense. They forced MSJ into some tough shots here early in this first half.
So McElhaney and Kobe Studemeyer.
That's what you do at the hyper, right? You get on those boards, rebound, get some assists.
You know, I try to. I'm a skinnier guy, so I kind of hover around the perimeter.
That paint area for guys like me and you, that's lava.
Yeah.
Not for Cole Pride, though.
Cole
Go
Pride,
up strong, big boy.
Bump. And he tells Landon Kidwell to get out the way.
Yeah, I mean, I mentioned this 5 minutes ago. If Cole Pride wants to, they want to work through him. He can go for 25 points easily tonight. He's off to a great start. He already has put up 4 for 4 from the field for 8 points.
Here's a float shot in the lane, too strong. McElhaney grabs the rebound. And a foul called against Mount St. Joe.
Great start here for Rose Hulman. They've been getting high percentage looks. Cole Pride is getting going here down low. Keep working the basketball inside out. I'm telling you, Cole Pride can have a big night here tonight.
Cole Pride with 6 points. Stoudemire drives right side, initiates contact, and misses.
Again, the rim. Cole Pride at the great screen. Stoudemire just couldn't get the layup to go.
The transition defense. Feed to Kidwell. Nearly blocked. Just a pretty touch.
Little bit too late there, switching over from block to block was Cole Pride, but almost got his fingertips on that one. Go to work.
Here he is again, working on Kidwell. Gentili, the freshman, for 3.
Hey.
Got it.
Rise and fire, young man.
Gentili, he averages 2 made threes per game.
I want to see Rose Hulman this half knock down 3 from deep. There's one. Remember, they were 0 of 6 last time these two teams played in the first half. 2 of 14 total. They're a 37% three-point shooting team. I want to see 2 more knocked down in this first half. Like that's going to be a huge factor. And great defense here. Double team comes, now on the run.
Kobe Stoudemire.
Hit it.
Kick out Gentili. Can he do back-to-back? It rattles out.
And it looked good. Even his misses are pretty. Great
Gentili
job.
trying for the save. Nearly does. You love the effort. But they got to get back.
Yeah.
Pass down low, and it's dropped in by Cam Craig.
Yeah, unfortunately.
And that's because Gentili went for the gamble.
Yeah.
Away.
Listen, sometimes that pays off. Sometimes it ends up in a 5-on-4. It ends up with numbers for the opposition, and they get the easy lay-in.
Here's Pride.
Go to work. I mean, there's no...
Clearing the space, couple dribbles, couple bumps, throwing off his block, throws up an air ball, but rewarded with a foul.
So based on that set right there, Cole Pride can go to work, and if that double team comes down low and that weak side help comes, then just dish it and keep the ball above the rim.
Cole Pride.
As we saw there, when he's backing his defender down, there's no weak side help coming. So he's going to be one-on-one, and Cole Pride's going to win that all night. We've already seen him through the first 10 minutes and change be able to win that battle. And if that double team comes and that weak side help comes, dish it off to the defender, and it should be a high percentage look.
We've already seen Mount St. Joe throw a few different defenders at Cole Pride. It has not worked yet.
Yeah, they're going to use a lot of that bench over there, or the Mount.
Pride goes 2 for 2 at the line. Cole Pride already with 8 points, and he'll take his seat. Great start.
Yeah, great. So exactly what you needed, right? We talked about dominating the paint, and so far they've been able to do that. Not just offensively with Cole Pride, but defensively, not allowing the Mount to get second chance opportunities and forcing Mount St. Joseph to shoot late in the shot clock.
5-point lead for Rose Hulman. Ball right side, 3-pointer on the way, it's no good. Gentili grabs the miss. And he'll slow it down in the half court. Smith back to Gentili. Gentili, 2 dribbles, pulls up, and it's too strong. Fight for the board, and last touch by Mount St. Joe.
The offense is just a different look with Murphy out there. I mean, Murphy's a guy who's not going to show up too much in the scorebook, but man, he's going to set some screens. He shoots 50% from the field, but let's see some screens. He's got an advantage down low as well.
Studemeyer inbounds to Gentili. Trying to find Schmitz. Floor's too crowded. It's Studemeyer.
Yep, Murphy, right on cue. He got his set screens. He just kind of seems lost offensively. He's trying to move around. He's trying to keep the ball moving, and I like that. But you got to set the screen. In the first part of that possession, he rolled too quickly, and the defender got through. There, he just tried to use the body. The screen was obviously led to the offensive rebound.
Jack Murphy averages 12 minutes per game. Here's Lavender, under 10 to shoot. Backing down McElhaney, gets good positioning, and he's fouled on the shot. So Will McElhaney charged with the fouls, the team's 5th.
Lavender 71% from the free throw line.
Lavender has started in every single game this year for Mount St. Joe. He's a junior.
You look at where they are. I mean, you've got your entire starting 5 averaging double figures, and none too much, right? Colin Buck averaging 13, then it's 11, 10, 10, and 10.
Yeah, so 5 guys average double figures for Mount St. Joe.
And it's all your starters, so you want to get the Mount into foul trouble and make MSJ go to the bench, which they have done early in this first half, to try to throw anything at Cole Pride, who's off to a hot start with 8 points.
So a 4-point lead for Rose Hulman. Engineers 8 of 14 shooting to start this thing. Schmitz circles the perimeter and loses the dribble. They'll work it back outside. In the hands of Gentili. He tries it off the catch and buries it.
There's 2 of them. I need one more this half. One more this half. And it's going to be a great half for Rose Hulman. Biggest lead of the evening at 7. And they're playing fast. I love the checkered Rose Hulman Fighting Engineer jerseys this evening.
Studemeyer with some good defense.
Great.
And it's intercepted.
You're right.
Gentili's got it. He pushes. He goes up and he lays it in.
Yeah, great call by you. Studemeyer played great defense there, got in the lane, kind of interrupted that pass, which led to the steal and a transition bucket. And the Fighting Engineers, the Herd, with a 9-point lead.
Crowd getting loud here. Engineers up by 9. Lavender left side. Backs down. Jenigas still backing down.
Straight up, that's all right.
Nice touch with the left hand.
Sometimes better offense will beat you, but great defense there by Rose Hulman.
So a much-needed basket for Mount St. Joe to stop the bleeding. Gentili loses the handle, tries to save it, and it's last touched by Studemeyer. Oh, look at that last triple from Gentili. That's his second 3 tonight. That one off the catch. Back in a moment, Rose Hulman up 25-18.
Thinking about what to do after high school? Consider a career with Boilermakers Local 374. As a Boilermaker apprentice, you'll earn while you learn. We offer excellent wages and benefits, and as part of our no-cost hands-on apprenticeship program, you'll learn from the best in state-of-the-art training centers and on the job. Become a union Boilermaker and get on your way to a great career. Find out more, visit www.local374.org or call 219-845-1000.
So to start this game, Rose Hulman kind of threw a right hook to Mount St. Joe in the first 4 minutes. And you look at the last sequence, Rose Hulman now starting to pull away and make their presence felt now in these last few minutes.
Yeah, I think if you're Coach Sales heading into this game, it was let's get off to a good start. Let's get high percentage looks down low, get Cole Pride going. And when you get Cole Pride going down low, as it's been a great start for him, 3 for 3 from the field, that allows you to either get a high percentage look from Pride or a kick out for 3. They've already knocked down 2 from outside. I said you got to get to 3 to have a good first half. So far, they're getting there.
Lavender early in the shot clock misses the triple.
Yeah, just a totally different offensive look with Cole Pride out there. Everybody seems to be in sync. Everybody knows where the ball's going to go and what it's going to work through. Pride's great with his back to the basket, but can also find the open man. Bang! Oh,
Gentili.
Look good.
So
look good.
Such a promising freshman, Evan Gentili. The average is now near double figures.
Hey, you like the confidence, right? Doesn't matter. If you've got a little bit of space in the defender, put that thing up.
Pride playing defense.
SWAT City right here. Yeah.
Here's Brand. In some trouble, 10 to shoot. But work it out right side. Driving and shooting is Matthew Menninger. He misses.
Well, I tell you what, with Pride down low, as well as Jenigas, I mean, it's 2 major presences down low defensively for Rose Hulman.
Pride going to work, and he's fouled.
I mean, I called that before the ref did. I mean, I saw it up here, but again, defensively down here, I mean, that was a heave. That was a turnaround prayer with 5 seconds left on the clock that didn't get answered. But Rose Hulman is obviously going in. It was let's work inside out. Let's get Cole Pride going.
Pride long on the first one. Cole Pride with 8 points. Starting out, he's playing in his 70th game as a Rose Hulman engineer.
Yeah, Miles McGowan, who's a student assistant over here, he would be licking his wounds at how many good looks that the Rose Hulman Fighting Engineers are getting from the block.
Pride misses both free throws.
Don't like it. Got to knock those down. It's a turnover, right? I mean, if you go to the free throw line and come up empty, it's basically a turnover, and I think it should be. Good strip by Smith. Again, we talked about his defense. He's that guy that's going to get those steals and those assists.
Yeah, he's the team leader in steals with 41 of them. Schmitz backs it out. Here's Pride trying to find Jenigas. Jenigas charged with the foul, an offensive foul.
They call the hook. I don't know about that one.
Brawless comes in for Jay Bilton from Mount St. Joe. And Jack Murphy comes in for Rose Hulman.
I don't know. I didn't see anything there. All right, another stop here, right? You played most of the second part of this first half with a 7+ point lead. Kind of like that swing door, right? A quick run by MSJ, and they're within a possession. But defensively, you're 2 stops away from having a double-figure lead.
5 to shoot. Kick. Pass is knocked away by Nate Smith.
Got away with it.
Could have been a kicked ball. Hard to tell. cuts inside, met with pressure.
You gotta get rid of it.
And called for a travel.
I don't know about that call either. Yeah, there was some awkward movement down low, but I don't know if I saw him pick up that pivot foot. But when you dribble into a double team that's right there on the baseline, it's almost like you're a triple team and there's nowhere to go. You got to kick that basketball out.
There's the 5th turnover for Rose Hulman so far tonight. Under 4 to play in the first half. And it's another, nearly a turnover. Jack Murphy that time called for a foul. So a few fouls now for each side. We'll take our under 4 timeout. Rose Hulman leading 25-18.
Nanotechnology is in so many different facets of our lives that we don't even realize. So the easy thing is smartphones. Nanoscale chips that are in the smartphones. Something else you don't think about are the sensors in all of our cameras. Those sensors that give us the pretty pictures are made by nano engineers. Glitter. It's everywhere, right? Parents' worst nightmare. It's actually a highly designed structure of thin films that they create to have a certain effect. And so that's why you have a single colored glitter, you have a color shift glitter. That's nano engineering.
Welcome back inside Hulbert Arena. I'm Charlie Harris, joined by Tony Donahue. And we have a tight game on our hands. Very physical to start out this one. For Mount St. Joe, Tony, it's felt like their offense they've been put into tough spots. They haven't looked comfortable in the half court really at all so far today.
Yeah, they haven't been able to hit the three-point shot from outside. They're 1 of 7, and it's hard for them to go down low. They've had a couple good buckets at the rim that were well defended, but would give credit here to Rose Hulman's defense. The Fighting Engineers have been able to protect the rim. This MSJ team shooting just 47% from the field, but only 1 of 7 from downtown.
It's Matthew Menninger at the free throw line, the 1-and-1. He drops in the first one. Menninger, a 6'5" senior. He's also started in every single game for Mount St. Joe this year. He averages 10 points and 4 rebounds per game.
The Rose Hulman's had the lead for the last 11 minutes. They pushed it to as many as 9. And again, this final 4 minutes heading into half, especially the way that they played the last time these two teams played, is huge. You need to push this to about 8 or 10 going into the locker room.
Savovich up top, screen for Murphy. Lavender now guarding Savovich.
Yeah, I don't like that switch.
Hand off to Schmitz.
Now you got to go down low. Yeah, you got to go down low to Pride.
On the drive, and it's, I believe, tipped.
A little scoop shot. Didn't quite go, and now MSJ, we just talked about this, with an opportunity to cut this to a 1-possession lead.
Only down by 5. Driving baseline and flipping the shot in is Cooper Allis, the freshman. So a couple quick buckets, now a 1-score game.
Yeah, this is an extended 7-0 run.
Rose Hulman scoreless over the last 4 minutes.
Got to work inside to Cole Pride.
Murphy inside to Pride. Back to Murphy and around the perimeter. Here's Pride with 5 to shoot. He spins, shoots, and he's called for a foul. So Pride hasn't scored a field goal in a few minutes, but this is his 3rd trip to the free throw line.
Got to convert. Got to convert for the charity stripe here.
2 of 4 at the line so far tonight. He knocks down the first one. 2 subs come in for Rose Hulman. It's Evan Gentili and Will McElhaney. And for Mount St. Joe, it's Joe Brand.
We still need 1 more 3, right? We talked about, can you knock down 3 threes? Can you get some defensive stops? Can you get some transition buckets?
Pride has scored in double figures in each of his last 5 games. And he's got 10 points.
Great first half.
6 straight games where Cole Pride's in double figures. Five-point game, 2.5 to play until halftime. Good defense on the perimeter. It's an open shooter. Brand misses long. Yeah. Smith pulls down the rebound.
If you're Rose Hulman, you'll give him that shot almost every time. Off the screen, shoulders aren't squared, throwing it up from NBA range. That's one where you just got to grab that long rebound and push it.
Gentili finds Pride. Pride at the free throw line to Savovich. Savovich stops, nowhere to go. 10 to shoot. Smith, it's intercepted in the hands of Loftus. Loftus, heavy pressure, and banks it in. A tough finish, but it goes down. Back to a 3-point game.
Trying to work something in the two-man game there with Smith and Pride, and ball just got deflected.
The Engineers trying to close out this first half. But Mount St. Joe taking it to him. Savovich straight away 3, misses short.
Great look, just left it short.
Savovich's second attempts tonight. The Lions can tie this game with a 3. It's up to Kidwell. Kidwell trying to find Lavender, he can't. Under 10 on the timer, 5 to shoot now. It's outside to Brand. Brand driving and missing at the rim. It's Nate Smith with the ball. Crossover, strong take, throws up an air ball.
Yeah, I mean, that's kind of freshman, right? You got to know to pull that ball back a little bit, let your offense catch up to you instead of taking on 3 defenders. That's twice now that Smith has kind of taken on a double team and not been able to find even the rim on a layup attempt.
So Mount St. Joe could go for a 2-for-1 here. Not anymore. Here's Lavender backing down Smith, and no foul is called. It's a block, and instead Lavender connects on an and one, grabbing the block shot and going up strong. So Jason Lavender can tie the game now.
MSJ has really taken control of this game over the since really the 6-minute timeout. On an extended run here to tie it up. They were down by as many as 9. I believe it's a 13-4 run currently. Make it a 14-3 run, a 14-5 run. They cut that 9-point deficit. Tied at 27 with 27 seconds.
Rose-Hulman just 2 points over the last 6.5 minutes. And what is the reason for Rose-Hulman in this offense starting to look sluggish?
Yeah, it really started when Cole Pride went to the bench, had a couple shots late in the shot clock that didn't fall. And then over here, Nate Smith, freshman mistakes, right? 18 seconds on the shot clock, and you're pushing it into triple coverage for a layup. You got to kick that basketball out and find the open man, reset the offense. Second chance opportunities. We've seen a couple of those here for Mount St. Joe's over the last couple of possessions. If you're the Mount, you love the way that you've closed out this last 6 minutes. Again, if you're the Fighting Engineers, you had a 9-point lead slip away from you in less than 6 minutes.
And Rose-Hulman's leading scorer, Joey Schmitz, who averages 14 points per game, 40% from 3, just 2 points in this first half. The Lions have done a great job of defending Schmitz early on tonight. 20 seconds until halftime. It's Joey Schmitz bringing it across half court.
This feels like a big possession, right? You want to. Momentum is on the Mount side right now. If you can get a bucket here from Rose-Hulman and run to the locker room with that ball going in, that would be huge.
3-pointer, no good. Bilton grabs the board. He's got a hoist, and he throws it up and misses to end the first half. So Gentili took the final shot for Rose-Hulman. He missed from deep, and it's tied up 27-27. And Mount St. Joe riding momentum these last 7-8 minutes into halftime. Mount St. Joe just 1 of 8 from 3, but Rose-Hulman not much better, 2 of 7 from 3. The game has not been about the long ball, it's been about paint scoring, and it was Cole Pride starting out. He had 10 points. He started out with a quick 6 points, and they haven't been able to get Pride the ball down low. But now in that locker room, if you're Nick Sales, what do you say to this team that's starting to look sluggish?
Yeah, you missed 10 of your last 14 shots over 7 minutes there to end the half. With that being said, you're still tied. You continue to go through Cole Pry to work inside out. Defensively, you have to switch. You got to be able to hit some threes. I mean, this is the Rose-Hulman team that we talked about. Can you knock down threes? They're 2 of 7. Yeah, the Mounts 1 of 8 on the night as well. But again, 5 of 8 from the free throw line. Rose-Hulman's got to get better from the charity stripe. But, you look at the big difference in that first half, especially that run. A lot of things are even on the scorebook right here. But, man, Charlie, that last 7 minutes was totally dominated by the Mount.
Mount St. Joe, they end the first half on an 11-2 scoring run. We'll be back in a moment on RHIT.TV. Rose-Hulman, Mount St. Joe, tied up.
My first role model was definitely my dad, because he was an engineering major.
My mother's in this field, so it kind of got me interested in it.
The fun is actually learning it, getting through all these experiences, having to go around that you can celebrate things with. That makes it very different.
This school changed my life.
Here tonight, I would remind you that the Stone Age did not end because of a lack of stones. Every major advance in civilization is a result of innovation.
So Rose-Hulman coming up on 150 years. The feeling that I have is a sense of privilege to be a part of it.
I like to make things. That's something I really enjoy doing. Creation, problem solving. I tend to have ideas and think, okay, can I make that? And I give it a shot, whether the answer is yes or no.
There's just a lot of people who care a whole lot here on this campus.
I feel immense pride in that community.
The place where students, staff, and faculty have the opportunity to look into the future and see themselves.
Engineers are not in the business of predicting the future. We're in the business of creating the future.
And want to make it good, want to make it strong, and want to make it just as great as it can be for the next 150 years.
Each of you has an original story. Rose-Hulman has its own story too, in which you play a crucial part. Your time contributed to our 150th year history of innovation, entrepreneurship, and discovery. That has significantly helped us shape the world. Today, our stories continue into the future. And I know you'll all make us proud.
Halftime inside Hulbert Arena, 27-27. It's been pretty low scoring in this one for a team like Mount St. Joe that is first in the conference in three-point percentage, just 1 of 8 in the first half. It's not been a three-point shooting type of game. It's been a physical, pound it down low type of game. And the first 12 minutes, it was Rose-Hulman dominating. They ended up with a 9-point lead at one point. They led by 7 for a few minutes. Then it was down to 5, and then Mount St. Joe finally had a run of their own. An 11-2 scoring run for MSJ through the final 7 minutes. And Rose-Hulman just no answer offensively to close out the last chunk of the first half. Joey Schmitz has been awfully quiet, just 1 of 3 from the field. The ball really hasn't been in his hands a whole lot this game. But coming out of halftime, you got to figure Joey Schmitz is going to have to try to will his team back at some point.
Yeah, continue to work the basketball inside out, I think, is the big key. When they went on that run and built that 9-point lead, it was all through Cole Pride, right? And it was either him going to the basket hard for a good look inside of the paint or a quick screen, a quick pass out to find the open man. So work inside out. I think if you're the Mount, I mean, look, you did great defensively on that final 6 minutes to cut this to a tie. You didn't play good that first probably 12-plus and change. But I think if you're Rose Hulman, I think the big key in the second half is coming out, obviously with the hot start, getting to the free throw line, converting from the free throw line. And again, 3-point shooting. I mean, look, they're going to take them. You may as well make them. And if you look at 3-point shooting, Mount St. Joe 12% at 1 of 8. Rose Hulman 2 of 7 from the outside for 28%. So maybe that leads you to the pump fake and drive. And then again on turnovers, 7 and 6. 7 for Rose Hulman, 6 for Mount St. Joseph's, about at each team's average.
Some good games across the HCAC. Every team in the HCAC playing tonight. Anderson hosting Hanover. That one a good matchup. That's at halftime. Anderson leads Hanover 42-33 at halftime. Bluffton, they lead Manchester 36-26 at halftime. Bluffton and Manchester both kind of in the bottom third of the standings. And then Earlham, who's had a tough year, 2-20. They trail Berea 43-17 at halftime. And then Transylvania and Franklin in a pretty close game. Transylvania leading Franklin on the road 40-34 at halftime. This one in front of us is the most low scoring out of any other game at 27-27. But for Mount St. Joe, what I've noticed through the first 20 minutes is it hasn't been any one player for MSJ leading the way. It's been a full team effort. There hasn't been one go-to scorer to get a bucket. It's been a team effort, and that can win you games in a tight game like this.
Yeah, especially, I mean, this is a team, as we talked about in the Mount, at 13-9 coming in with their starting 5 averaging all double figures, right? So you never know who's going to beat you on a given night. Tonight it's been Lavender with 8 points, but there have been a lot of different players. In fact, there's been 7 different players that have scored here tonight for the Mount. They've been able to have a balanced attack. They've been able to work inside out. But again, it's been a lot of Lavender kind of back to the basket, using his speed to get to the rim.
So Rose Hulman coming out of the locker room, getting shots up before we begin the second half. And we'll step aside for a brief moment. Rose Hulman and MSJ tied up at 27 apiece.
When I catch myself becoming curious, I notice my peripheral vision attenuating.
There's definitely a thrill.
Definitely keeps me up at night.
I think I'm somebody who, when I'm curious about something, I take immediate action. I'm immediately like running.
Curiosity for me, if I had to describe it in terms of a physical sensation, it would definitely be an itch. I have to scratch that until that sensation is gone.
It is definitely just an itch I can't scratch until I figure out what's going on, figure out what is at the bottom of everything.
What initially drew me in is, as a kid, you're like, yes, up is black at night. So I think that was really appealing to me, knowing that there was some hidden magic behind this veil of darkness. I do really like space. Space is one of my favorite things, just in general, all of space. 10 out of 10.
The kind of brain that thrives is a curious mind.
Curiosity is such an important part of the academic endeavor.
And without curiosity, we wouldn't have the society we have today.
You don't explore the unknown if you're not curious.
A moment in your students' eyes. I live for that. I teach for that.
I mean, you can't teach curiosity. You just need to encourage
encourage your students to be curious. Curious in anything that they do. Curious so that it brings out the innovations, the new ideas.
Munster, who was both the athletic director and the basketball coach at the time, wrote me a letter. Said, we're interested in you coming to the school. And so I went over and visited in January or February of 1977 and kind of fell in love with the school. And I felt like if I can get a degree here, I'm going to get a job. And that mattered a lot to me. Hi, I'm Steve Hill, CEO and president of the Las Vegas Convention and Visitors Authority. I get to work with an amazing team to promote Las Vegas as the #1 tourist destination and the go-to place for conventions, sports, and entertainment. We've helped expand the convention center, launch the Vegas Loop, and bring big events like the Super Bowl, Formula One, and WrestleMania to town. As chairman of the Stadium Authority, I also help oversee Allegiant Stadium, home of the Las Vegas Raiders, and the future A's ballpark.
So now both sides just about ready for the second half. Rose Hulman, fresh off of a 78-70 loss on the road against #1 Anderson. And in that loss, it was a close game. Went down to the wire, but Rose Hulman in that loss, 3 of 23 from deep. And here today, not as much volume from 3, but 2 of 7. And both of those threes for Rose Hulman were by the freshman Evan Gentili. So just not a lot of shooting for the Engineers as a team, and they're going to need to rely on some three-point shooting for the final 20 minutes because Cole Pride, he has 10 points here at halftime, but he cannot be the only player that's consistent through all 40 minutes. So Rose Hulman, you got to think, needs to find success from deep.
Yeah, we talked about, dominating the paint, and early in that first half, it was all Cole Pride and Rose Hulman, but at halftime, MSJ has a 16-14 advantage down low. As far as the three-pointer goes, I wanted to see them knock down 3. Unfortunately, just 2 of 7. So that's not working. Unless you're open, coming off a screen in rhythm, I don't want to see Rose Hulman shoot any threes this entire half. Pump, fake, and drive. Get something inside out. Cole Pride's got 10 points. Keep working through him. We're kind of watching them in warm-up shoot threes and they're not going in. So pump, fake, drive around, and try to get some high percentage looks inside of that paint area. If Rose Hulman wants to win this game tonight, it's going to start in the paint offensively.
You look at points in the paint, MSJ 16 points in the paint, Rose Hulman 14 points in the paint, and I want to say the 14 points in the paint for Rose Hulman, they probably came in those first 10 minutes and then just nothing after that first opening run for the Engineers. So we'll see if they can find success in the painted area to start out this second half because they're going to need to do so. Rose Hulman, they shot 47% in the first half. So did MSJ, right at 47%. Both teams struggling from 3.
Yeah, and in points, these are both teams that play into that low 60 to 65 category on average, which is basically where you are. If I'm MSJ, I keep attacking quickly. When they got back into this game, when they went on that big run to come back from down 9, it was in transition, and it was going towards the basket quickly. So keep the ball moving. And as far as we see from Rose Hulman, I think you just have to work right back through Cole Pride and work inside out with him.
So the Lions start with it to open the second half. Let's see what they come with. So far, it's Lavender.
Yeah, this is the matchup that MSJ wants. Lavender's been taking him off the dribble all night.
Lavender is blocked.
Yeah, size a little bit too much right there. And Cole Pride sends him packing the other way. Again, work it through Cole Pride here. Get him down low on the block.
Savovich. Dishes around the arc in the hands of Schmitz with 10 to shoot. Pride up top. It's Savovich on the catch. 5 to shoot. Smith in the corner. Has to hoist. He cuts in the lane. Puts it up. And it just rims out.
Yeah, Smith, with 6 seconds on the clock, had an opportunity to go down to Cole Pride. Decided to keep the basketball and run himself into a fadeaway jumper as time expired on the shot clock, and it spins out for him.
So they catch a tough break. And they're back defending. Ball in the corner. It's Menninger. Couple of bumps, spinning to the strong hand. And he puts it through.
Yeah, uses that right hand on the spin back to put it in. And this is the first lead that the Mount has had since early in that first half. I think it was, 9-7?
Yes. Savovich down to Pride. Pride doubled. Goes up anyway, and he's fouled. Fouled by Jason Lavender. And so this will be Cole Pride's 4th time at the free throw line. And like you said, Tony, pregame, Rose-Hulman, they've played a lot of close games in the HCAC. A lot of their losses have been 4 points or less, and it comes down to free throws. And Rose-Hulman just 65% as a team from the free throw line.
Yeah, and we talked about that in the last game, right? Did not shoot very well from the free throw line or the three-point line, 14 of 23. Nice to see Pride get that first one to go. On the foul there, it looked like it was all ball, but the foul came when the defender did not allow Pride to land in the area where you're allowed to land as a jump shooter.
Rose-Hulman 6 for 10 at the free throw line so far tonight.
And Charlie, it's you playing at the hyper, me playing at the Y. If you get to the free throw line and you only shoot 60%, you're not going to win.
10 on the shot clock. It's Jenigas defending Menninger. Menninger has to put up a tough shot, and it goes.
Menninger's feeling it with that turnaround hook. Back-to-back buckets out of him.
So Menninger with a quick 8 points. A quick 4 points puts his game total up to 8. Smith, kick out Schmitz from deep in the corner. It goes down.
Great job there in the corner. High percentage, square the shoulders, didn't hesitate. Rise and fire were not at the 31.
A great sign for the Engineers offense. Their leading scorer knocks down his first 3 of the night. Tied at 31. Menninger on the drive. It's knocked away, and it's Rose-Hulman basketball.
Yeah, great job there defensively. And you start to kind of feel that momentum shifting back towards Rose-Hulman after the 3. Now you get a defensive stop. Can you get another bucket and keep up that defensive intensity?
It's the freshman Nate Smith to engineer the offense. He's way up top.
And I don't mind the two-man game here if they can get Cole Pride on a top-side screen. Go.
Cross court. Back to the wing. It's Smith on the drive. Throws up a wild shot, and he's bailed out. A foul call on his way up.
Yeah, that's a tough call. That's a tough call. But great job there. Pump fake, not settling for the three-pointer out of Joey Schmitz, who just hit one and driving to the rim.
So Schmitz now at the line. He started every single game for Rose-Hulman this year. He struggled from 3 his last few games. Joey Schmitz just 17% from 3 over his last few games.
All it takes is one to go in, get confident, get that shot back. And if he knocks down this free throw, Charlie, he'll be in the midst of his own little 5-0 run.
Schmitz with a quick 4 points and a quick 5 points for Joey Schmitz.
Started on the defensive end, right? They got the stop after the 3, another bucket. Put another couple of those together here, and they're going to extend this lead.
So both sides, a pretty good start to the second half.
Great travel. Great defense there.
Picked off by Smith. In transition, Schmitz pulls up, and it's too strong. Smith grabs the offensive rebound. They'll dump it down to Cole Pride. Pride taking his time, works out of the double and finds the open shooter. Nate Smith misses, and it's in the hands of Joe Brand.
Yeah, great job by Jenigas there defensively to get the stop. And a good look on this second chance opportunity. Just couldn't get the three to go down from Smith.
Here's Kidwell now. Kidwell passes back out. It's Loftus. Loftus down to Kidwell, and a nice bank shot from the baseline.
Yeah, Loftus, great no-look pass to feed down low and to turn and put it in.
33-33. Over 4 minutes gone in the second half.
We're in for a good one here to go all the way down to the wire, Charlie. Like the move, hang in the air, use the backboard.
Nate Smith up to 5 points. A tough look there. Here's Kidwell. Kidwell pounding against Jenigas. And they'll work it back to the perimeter. On the perimeter is Ollis. Now Loftus, under 10 to shoot. Loftus on the drive. It's knocked away by Nate Smith. Great defensive play from Smith, saving 2 points. And that brings us to a timeout. Rose-Hulman leading 35-33.
Your kid's Friday night touchdown. Just Wit HD on Roku. IndianaSRN is bringing Central Indiana high school sports right to your living room in crystal clear quality. With over 350 live contests streaming each year, from football under the lights to basketball buzzer beaters, we're putting local athletes in the spotlight. Search IndianaSRN on your Roku device today and never miss a moment of hometown glory.
Countdown. 3, 2, 1.
So it's a back and forth affair here in the second half. A 2-point lead for Rose-Hulman. And Joey Schmitz is starting to get going for the Engineers offense, up to 7 points, 2 of 5 shooting. And that's a great sign with 15 minutes to play if the Engineers can get Joey Schmitz involved. But also just as important, Cole Pride has not been able to at least knock down a field goal. He's shot plenty of free throws, but MSJ, a good job of limiting him inside.
Yeah, good defensive adjustment coming out of the locker room by MSJ. I thought that first 5 minutes was won by Rose-Hulman. They were able to knock down some shots, as you mentioned. They got one of their best players going, and Schmitz to score 5. Can you get a stop here?
Late in the shot clock, it's a miss. Whistle.
Oh no!
Was the action dead? Is that a late foul?
Push
is that a foul on the rebound
on Pride? And I was just going to say another good defensive possession by Rose-Hulman, forcing the Mount to play late into the shot clock. But now you reset it at 20 after the foul. And
Cole Pride, he steals the inbounds pass.
He said, "That's fine. I'll get it right back for us."
A 50-50 ball, and Pride comes down with it, looking like a tight end there. Schmitz off the screen, and he swishes it.
And we talked about, you just need to see one go in. He's knocked down 2 threes here and a couple free throws. I like the no hesitation shot. Grab it, fire it, put it home.
Early in the possession, and they fouled the shooter. Joe Brand will go to the line for 3 free throws.
And again, you got to let it land. Look at this, just kind of defender goes under the screen, knocked down.
Right in rhythm.
And you got to let the shooter land. I mean, that should be commonplace in any game now.
Joe Brand, a sophomore for MSJ, clanks the first free throw.
Yeah, shooting the basketball from the free throw line 6 inches away and still putting it up short is tough.
Joe Brand averages 11 points per game. He's 46% shooter from three-point range, which is 3rd best in the HCAC. Evan Gentili checks in for Sabovic. Joe Brand's been a huge piece for MSJ's success this year, knocking down threes at a high rate. He leads the team in three-pointers.
If you're the Herd here offensively, do you come down and get Schmitz another look, right? He's hit his last 2 threes. Maybe a little bit of a heat check. Maybe have Stoudemire drive the lane, kick it out for a 3. You don't want to live and die by that 3, Charlie, right? But I mean, when you got your best players knocked down 2 in a row, why not?
Pride dumps to Schmitz. Schmitz wanted the top of the key. Instead, he dumps to McElhaney, who misses from the left side.
Good look, though. Another good look. They're getting good looks from 3.
Brand to Loftus. Loftus shakes, passes in the corner, nearly knocked out of bounds.
He bounced that ball out of bounds.
Kidwell.
Maybe it was that black extended line that kind of comes out.
So it's the 3rd team foul. Unsure who was charged with that foul. So 20 on the shot clock.
Yeah, there's been some long offensive possessions here in this second half of the Mount.
Right wing, and that one misses way long.
Go to him, feed him. There's no backside help. There is no backside help. You got to feed him.
McElhaney on the pass from Stoudemire and 1. Will McElhaney, a freshman, doesn't get a ton of minutes, but he makes that bucket count.
Just good power dribble. There was the first foul. There was the second one. Second one, he makes him pay, lays it in off the glass.
McElhaney's got his first points of the game. He averages 14 minutes per game this year, and he converts the 3-point play.
See the guy, you can see he still got his fist up. He was excited that he finished off that 3-point play.
So the Engineers up by 6. Brand to Bilton. Bilton takes it back out in the hands of Loftus.
And again, making the Mount play deep into the shot clock here. That's definitely a foul.
Matthew Menninger fouled on the catch. It's Evan Gentili charged with the foul. So it's the 14th foul.
Another long offensive possession. This is what, 4 times, Charlie, in his first 7 minutes that it seems like there's been a shot clock reset offensively for the Mount.
2 dribbles in the paint. They dump down to Lavender. Lavender, 2 dribbles. Gets position. It's knocked away by McElhaney.
Great defense by McElhaney. Staying up, not biting on that first pump fake. Second one strips it away.
Some great defense. McElhaney.
Feeling it. Go to work.
Right hook. And it just bounces out. Cole Pride there grabbing the miss, and he's fouled.
Now, was it on the shot or was it on the rebound? I think it was on the shot. It was just a late whistle. Let's see if they put him on the line for 2.
So Cole Pride comes flying in for the offensive rebound and went up immediately. He kept the ball high, didn't dribble, just went straight up, and he gets rewarded with 2 free throws. It's Cole Pride's 5th time at the free throw line tonight. He's 6 of 9 so far.
I'm going to say this, Charlie. This feels eerily similar to the first half where Rose-Hulman built an 8-9 point lead. See if they can hold on to it. They push this back to 8 at 43-35 with 12:44 to go.
The Engineers outscoring MSJ 15-8 to start the second half.
And it's been really good defense because these haven't been 30-second possessions offensively for Mount St. Joe. It's been defense Rose-Hulman for 30-plus seconds on at least 4 different possessions.
Hollis buried in the corner, finds Brand with 2 to shoot. He fades away, and he misses left side. The senior Stoudemire grabs the rebound.
Defense leading the offense here.
Savovich dumps to Pride.
Go to work,
tries to go to work. 2 dribbles, goes up, right hand, misses. Last touched by MSJ. Will McElhaney playing some great minutes for Rose-Hulman. And that brings us to a timeout. The Engineers up by 8 on RHIT.TV.
When I was growing up, I had pretty good math skills, and I had a high interest in science. My mother's father was an engineer. Although I never really knew him, I knew of him. So the option of being an engineer was always exciting to me. And as I progressed through high school, one of the things that really stuck out to me, our football training room in high school had a Rose Hulman football poster. As I got closer to making a decision, I learned a lot about Rose, and the appealing thing to me was that it was going to be a small setting. I would maybe have an opportunity to play football, which I knew I wasn't going to be a professional football player, but the team association, the friendships, the camaraderie had always been important to me.
Eight minutes played in the second half. I'm Charlie Hears, joined by Tony Donahue, and Rose Hulman to close the first half. They scored just 2 points across the final 7 minutes, but out of halftime, they've looked like a much different team, and they're trying to extend their lead. It's up to 8 points, but MSJ in that first half, they were able to close the gap, end up take a lead at one point. So we'll see if MSJ can claw back once again.
McElhaney, a couple big minutes to start this half. 2 steals, 3 points. He stays in the game. They've been able to get Schmitz going as well. He's up to 10 points. He's knocked down 2 threes and has, I believe, 8 of his 10 here in the second half.
Kobe Studemeyer inbounds from underneath, and he calls a timeout. Nowhere to pass the ball.
Let's just run a backdoor screen towards the hoop and let Cole Pride seal off the defender and dish it down to him. Let's see if they draw that up here. Back and forth. You know, you're back up to 8, right? We talked about this is eerily similar to where we were in that first half. But Rose Hulman, you got to step on the gas and continue to play inside out. Yeah, you've got some threes to go down. You can't rely on that because they're not the best three-point shooting team in the conference. That's for sure. But I think if you look at what they've been able to do in this first 8 minutes, if you can duplicate that for the following 8 minutes, you'll have a chance to close this one out.
It also feels like MSJ they haven't really found a go-to scorer.
Yeah.
Here, there's 12 minutes to go. You're down by 8. I understand it's a team effort. You don't want to have one player dominate each possession, but if you feel like you need to find someone to go to late in shot clocks to try to find you a basket, and MSJ hasn't really found that go-to guy yet tonight.
Yeah, Lavender had a big first half, shooting 3 of 6 from the field, but I mean, here in this second half, it's kind of like who's going to step up for the Mount, right? And it was Menninger that got a couple quick buckets there early down low. But defensively, Rose Hulman has been able to turn over the Mount, and that's led to transition basketball.
So we'll try the inbounds pass again. 12 minutes on the clock. Mount St. Joe on a 2-game win streak. Rose Hulman trying to get back in the win column after an 8-point loss to Anderson. And the pass is knocked away. It's a turnover.
Yeah, got to seal down low. Just a tough pass.
So an opportunity for MSJ on offense.
We see Jay Bilton check back in the game here for the Mount.
3 from the right side. It misses wide right. But Cole Pride is the one who last touched it, so it stays with the Lions.
Yeah, you got a lot of hand there. Got a lot of hand there on the out of bounds, but once again, another reset of the shot clock to 20. It seems like Rose Hulman has played defense on multiple possessions for 32-plus seconds.
Lavender catches the inbounds pass. It's Loftus, looks baseline, finds the cutting Cooper Allis, and Allis lays in a wide-open layup.
Great job there by Allis. I think he went to the basket looking for a second chance rebound, but ended up getting the pass and lays it in off the pump fake.
Pride's got it. Left block. Over to Studemeyer for 3. Yes!
That's how you break that zone. MSJ is going to switch it up here and go to a 2-3 zone. Kick it out. Studemeyer into a 3. They've hit 3 here in this half.
5 of 13 from deep is Rose Hulman. Looking much better shooting the ball.
It's much better than 2 of 14 and a steal down low on the triple team.
Studemeyer cuts in the lane, loses control.
Oh, that's off his foot.
It's out of bounds. It stays with the Engineers.
Yep. Great play there to throw it off the foot. And again, 2-3 zone, defense collapse, step into a 3.
Studemeyer's first 3 of the night. Inbounds to Pride on the block, on the elbow. Savovich left side. Gentili from the corner. He misses the rim. Off the rim.
Just short. Corner threes are the toughest, Charlie. Corner threes are the toughest.
Especially with a hand in your face.
Yeah. Back up to 9, though. That's been your biggest lead. You'll give them that all night.
And a deep three, nowhere near the goal. Griffin Derry misses from long range. It was Derry's first shot attempt of the evening.
You know that when you're playing pickup down at the Hyper at Bloomington, or whatever you guys call it these days, you got that guy who's not very good offensively, and he just throws one up. You know it ain't going in. That was that. This guy's been getting going here in the second half, Charlie.
McElhaney's got some energy. He's loud. He's bringing the intensity up for Rose-Hulman.
5 points, 2 steals and a block. They've been huge here. Rose-Hulman pushes it to an 11-point double-digit lead.
Lavender from the corner, yes.
Yeah, Lavender's the best player on that team. You can tell by far. Nice knockdown 3.
And Toby Kerrigan calls a timeout after the three-pointer, and the lead cut down to 8 points. We'll be back in a moment on RHIT.TV.
The thought process and the training on how to think about things, I think, has been more valuable than the degree in my career. But I really feel like Rose taught me just the structure of how to think well. That structure and that discipline has been something you can apply even when it's not to what is kind of a stereotypical engineering problem. That's been, I feel, a real benefit.
Hey sports fans, are you ready to get even closer to all the action with IndianaSRN? Subscribe now and never miss a moment. Subscribe to our YouTube channel and get instant access to exclusive live streams. Stay updated with real-time scores and breaking news by following us on Twitter, your ultimate source for everything Indiana sports related. Hit that subscribe button on YouTube and smash that follow on Twitter. Join the IndianaSRN family today and take your passion for high school and college sports to the next level.
Rose-Hulman and MSJ, 2 teams at the top of the HCAC. Rose-Hulman 10-5 in conference play. Mount St. Joseph 11-4, both sides neck and neck in the standings. But here tonight, it's been Rose-Hulman that's just had more answers offensively. Cole Pride's had a great night with 13 points. Schmitz has started to get going with 10 points. Gentili's got 8 points.
We talked about Rose-Hulman in that first half. They had pushed it to 9. It was tied up at halftime. They pushed this to 11. You got to stay aggressive, and you have to do it right now with Lavender taking a little bit of a sit here on the bench.
Savovich on the drive. The three-point play opportunity right out of the timeout. The lead up to 10. And a look at this replay. Savovich, a strong drive through traffic and rewarded with the foul at the end of it. He's got 5 points here today. Savovich.
It's been big time to get him going here in the second half, Charlie.
Savovich averaging 20 points per game over his last 2. He's only got 4 tonight, but he's made the most of his minutes. 11-point lead, tied for the largest of the evening. Loftus on the drive, tries the float shot and does not get the roll. And the officials say it was last touched by Will McElhaney, so the Lions retain possession. 9:09 to play in this one.
Oh, look, another reset of 20 seconds on the shot clock. But that shows Rose-Hulman's been aggressive defensively. They've forced the ball out of bounds. They've gotten the basketball, gotten in the passing lanes.
Pretty fadeaway from Michael Loftus. And back to a 9-point game. Under 9 minutes now.
You want to go deep into the shot clock here over the next couple of possessions if you're Rose Hulman.
Here's Pride. Double teamed immediately. Gentili to Savovich. Back to Pride. Pride. The double comes late. He grabs his own miss and puts it through right at the rim.
Big man basketball from Cole Pride.
A strong finish there. And Pride's got a game-high 15 points. And this MSJ offense just looks pretty stagnant right now. Brand tries the deep ball, misses. Actually, that was Cooper Allis missing from the near side.
Yeah, they've gone cold from the field. They've certainly gone cold from the three-point line. The three-pointer got them back in the first half to tie it by halftime. But Rose Hulman here, you've got to be thinking this next 4 minutes is huge. You want to push this to 14 to 16 points. Don't let MSJ have any kind of a breather and then get that start the buses chant going.
Savovich, 5 to shoot, top of the key, steps back, and air balls as the shot clock expired. And that brings us to a timeout. The under 8 timeout. Rose Hulman in control of this one, 53-42. Back in a moment.
Independent studies, I came across the Indiedining.com domain name, and so I built kind of this restaurant listing platform that was a kind of Yelp before Yelp was really popular. So after graduation, I continued work on Indie Dining. I ended up meeting a CEO of a company called FormStack, and from that experience, I ended up starting another business. I built out the company, and then we merged companies again with FormStack. And I took some time off after selling that business, and I realized at my core I just enjoy like tinkering and building things. I started this venture studio where we kind of come up with ideas and we build them out, and then they kind of run with them. I'm behind the scenes kind of just doing what I really enjoy is building those products.
Welcome back inside Hulbert Arena here in the second half. It's been all Rose Hulman. They're outscoring MSJ 26-15 here in the second half. The Engineers 8 of 17 shooting after halftime, and their offense has looked much, much better than it did to close out the first half. Cole Pride has had a great game. He's got 15 points and 10 free throw attempts for Pride. MSJ simply just no answer for him down low. He's either scoring at ease or he's getting fouled at the rim.
Yeah, there's been a lot of second chance opportunities for Pride. They've been able to hit some threes, and defensively here for Rose Hulman, you want to keep that going, forcing MSJ into tough, long looks, because look, it was this point in the first half where MSJ went on the run to tie it up.
Lavender at the rim, lays it in with the left hand.
Yeah, Lavender, he's a scorer. He can score.
He's got 13 points. 9-point game, just over 7 minutes to play now. Starting to become crunch time. Schmitz wants to look for his own shot. He's on the block. Couple of pump fakes. Studemeyer with 5 to shoot. Back to Schmitz from the left side, and he misses short.
Just the body's kind of moving away from the hoop when he's shooting those threes.
So now MSJ, they got to stop. But can they cut into Rose Hulman's lead? Here's Brand. Loftus.
You just see the size there by Pride.
To Lavender. The three-pointer swirls down. 6-point game.
Yeah, his own 5-0 run there after the bucket down low, and then the three. And MSJ's right back into this.
Similar to the first half. Rose Hulman went up 11 points, and then MSJ cut into the lead in the first half. They're doing it again. Studemeyer wide open. Misses.
Yeah.
McElhaney, though, there for cleanup, and he throws up a wild shot.
If I see Studemeyer fire another three, I'm going to put him right on the bench.
He was wide open. Driving baseline. Loftus misses point blank.
Slow it down here. no need to get going. No need for a quick shot and a one and done. Set up the offense, work it through Cole Pride. There's no defensive help down low. Get it to Pride.
See if they do so. Sudemeyer, another three right side, and he misses. He drew back iron there, so 2 quick misses from deep for the senior and Kobe Stoudemire.
I know he's a senior leader, great kid, but you just can't have empty possessions with a 34% three-point shooter bricking 2 of them.
Lavender cuts on McElhaney, picks up the dribble, and spins it in.
It doesn't matter who's been on Lavender tonight. He's been able to score with ease, and we're within a 4-point ball game with 5 minutes to go.
Lavender has scored MSJ's last 7 points. He's up to 16 on the game. Under 5 to play. Savovich wants to drive. He tries the floater, and he gets fouled.
Great job by Savovich. They're not settling for the 3 with 16 on the clock. Pump fake, dribble, drive, hung in the air long enough for the contact and a chance to earn them from the free throw line.
Daniel Savovich, 87% free throw shooter. He's the best free throw shooter on the team. And he knocks down the first one. A lot of subs to come in. Jack Jenigas comes in. Nate Smith comes in. And so does Evan Gentili for Rose. And MSJ to make a substitution of their own. It's Landon Kidwell to come in for Matthew Menninger. 5-point game. Savovich sinks both free throws. So a 2-possession game. MSJ trying for a late push. Lavender, he's doubled, picks up the dribble, and easily puts in the layup, driving by everybody.
Charlie, he said, look, I'm putting this team on my back. I'm taking this basketball to the rim. I think he's got the last 7.
He's got the last 9.
Last 9.
So really taking over this game. Lead back to 4. Pride on the left block. Goes up strong, but misses. And the Lions finding some momentum with 4 minutes to go. And guess who? Jason Lavender with the ball up top. Now it's Allis, the freshman. Over to Michael Loftus. 10 on the shot clock.
He's going to go right to work.
Driving on Jenigas. Kick out. Joe Brand for 3. Got it!
You don't take a timeout because you're just under that 4-minute timeout. But, man, not a good 3.5 minutes here from Rose Hulman as an 11-point deficit has been cut down to 1.
The second 3 of the night for Joe Brand. Lead back to 1 point. Smith from the elbow, dumps to Pride. The double comes, but it's too late.
I'm telling you, that possession right there was Stoudemire on the bench. Smith, the freshman, doesn't settle for the mid-range jumper, goes down low to the big man and lets him go to work. That was huge. That won't be in the scorebook except for an assist for Smith, but that was a huge play to get a much-needed bucket.
3 minutes to play, 3-point game. Here's Lavender, backing down Pride. Left-handed shot misses. And Nate Smith grabs the rebound.
Slow it up here. Plenty of time. Next dead ball, we're going to get immediate timeout.
Gentili's got it. They find Pride again. Lavender defending.
No backside help, go.
Well, he take it himself. Couple dribbles, goes up, away from his body, and misses everything.
And great defense there by Lavender.
So the Lions can tie this thing up with under 2.5.
Defense, as we talked about, these two teams like to play around that 62, 65-point range.
10 on the timer. It's Cooper Allis, the freshman. Nate Smith guarding him. 5 to shoot, still way beyond the arc.
Defender
he drives inside, goes up, and misses at the rim. Jenigas is there for cleanup.
Great job there by Nate Smith, doing a great job defensively, not fouling, getting the miss. Now you slow it up a little bit, time's on your side, but you need a bucket here.
Under 2 minutes. The Engineers looking to make this a 2-score game. Savovich trying to find Pride. He can't do it. 5 to shoot. Cross court. Gentili from deep. Yes!
Big time. One stop away here for Rose Hulman. One stop away.
A huge bucket for the freshman, and that forces a Toby Kerrigan timeout. Rose Hulman back up 6 points with under 90 seconds. And we'll step away for a brief moment. The Engineers lead by 6.
It's all about bringing people together, and it's all about dogs.
Dog Day in the drive-thru is a day where we give back to our furry friends.
We hand toys out to dogs and their owners in the drive-thru.
My dogs love this event. Tails start wagging, the heads are out the window.
We also partner with local animal shelters to help dogs find their forever home.
Chick-fil-A knows the heart of the community. You meet new friends, you meet new dogs.
We just love seeing their faces in the drive-thru.
Real guests paid for their testimonial.
So how about the freshman Evan Gentili with the shot clock winding down, threw it up from way downtown and put this game back up to a 6-point lead.
And it was the guy you wanted to shoot it, right? It's the guy who's had the hot hand here in the second half. That's his third 3 ball. He's in double figures here in the second half alone. Now you just need to get another defensive stop. That was a big 3. You've withstood the MSJ run.
Yeah.
That got within 2. Now you just need to stop. And guess what, Charlie? We're going to have to make some free throws if we're Rose Hulman.
So if you're the Lions, though, you don't need to rush and do a 3-point attempt. Still try to find a good look.
Yeah, you don't want to foul them right out of the block there.
So that's the 5th team foul. So 2 more fouls until MSJ is in the bonus for a 1-and-1. It's up to Lavender. Lavender nowhere to go. In the hands Michael Loftus. Here's Brand now. 10 on the shot clock. Finds a crease inside and lays it in.
Wow, he's down 2. He landed on his ankle. Cole Pride came down on him too. That kind of turned his ankle there. Didn't look good.
Joe Brand was going 100 miles an hour to the rim, trying to drive it on the big Cole Pride. And he laid it in, but took an awkward fall, and Joe Brand will check out for the time being. Subs to come in for Rose Hulman. It's Kobe Stoudemire and Joey Schmitz to check in.
Got a little back and forth going on. We just have somebody get kicked out. What happened there?
I'm not sure.
I think we
sounds like we got some words being.
We just had somebody from the Lavender crew from the Mount get kicked out.
Yikes!
One of the foul there, and he'll be on his way out.
It's a 4-point game. Stoudemire is fouled. It's the 7th foul of the half. And Kobe Stoudemire will go to the free throw line for a 1-and-1.
Whew. Down to the wire here. And here's Kobe, right? He's missed 3 threes in this second half. An opportunity to go to the free throw line and put this one away.
Like we said earlier in the game, free throws become so important in close games. The Engineers pretty good at the line tonight, 78%.
And he's 73% on the season.
Stoudemire misses the 1-and-1.
The old announcer jinx. It's basically a turnover.
Empty possession for the Engineers. The other way is Bilton missing.
Great defense from Cole Pride there. My goodness. Hung, didn't foul with the body, kept the arms up. And a couple more free throw knock-ins for Rose Hulman. and they'll have a victory on their home court in the last regular season game here on John Muchner Court.
So the Lions, they started to come back. The Engineers, they went up 11 points, had a chance to make it a 14, 15-point game, but MSJ came clawing back, making it a 3-point game at one point. But now with 33 seconds, the freshman Gentili trying to put this thing on ice.
Yeah, you want to knock this one down to get it to 6, and then you certainly do not want to foul a jump shooter. If you give up a layup, backdoor, no problem. But you don't want to foul a 3-point shooter and put him on the line for 3.
Gentili knocks down both of them. 6-point game, 33 seconds. And it might be desperation time for MSJ, hunting for a triple. And a travel's called against Joe Brand. A costly turnover.
Yeah,
and that might do it.
A great job there defensively by Rose Hulman, and Smith kind of making sure to mess up the timing there, which led to the travel. Not even an opportunity to get up a 3 or to cut into this lead.
So now if you're Rose Hulman, the worst thing here is a turnover. Savovich rolling around, nearly throws it into harm's way. Under 20 seconds, Stoudemire is finally fouled. So a good job by the Engineers getting that ball out of harm's way.
What a big win this is going to be for Rose Hulman on RHIT.TV. Big night from Cole Pride. I think we can make him the player of the game.
Yeah,
but a
totally.
big-time second half from Joey Schmitz was really the difference.
Stoudemire on the 1-and-1. It swirls out. So the Lions need a quick 3 here. Lavender instead will look to drive. Fouled. And 2 free throws to come. So at best, it'll be a 4-point game with just 10 seconds. Unfortunate for Kobe Stoudemire with 2 chances at free throws and missing the 1-and-1 both times.
Keep you up at night as a head basketball coach.
Lavender is long on the first attempt. And Stoudemire checks out for the most likely the final time tonight. Engineers 10 seconds away from getting back in the win column. Lavender knocks down the second free throw. And it's a 5-point game with 10.1. So really not enough time for a trap. This has to be an immediate foul. Savovich grabs it. Savovich not fouled yet. And finally Jenigas is with 5.8.
Maybe the guy you want to foul. I mean, 5.8, 5 points, unless Reggie Miller's walking into the building and I don't see him walking in. One of these going in will for sure seal it for Rose Hulman, if not already.
So the Engineers, having lost 3 of their last 4 games, are moments away from getting back in the win column against a really tough MSJ team.
Hard to beat the same team twice in a season when they're about as equal as you. And we talked about these 2 teams like to play right around 62, 63, 64 points. That's right where we are. Great defensive effort down the stretch here by Rose Hulman. They did a really good job of riding the tide and steadying the waters when MSJ went on their late push.
Here's the final shots. It goes down for Cooper Allis, but not enough. That'll do it. The Engineers, in their final home game of the regular season, they walk away with a win in front of their home crowd. A much-needed win on Wednesday night, and they get it. They improve to 14-9 and 11-5 in the conference. They pass MSJ for 3rd in the HCAC standings.
Great effort.
Yeah, great effort for MSJ. Their 2-game win streak is snapped. And for the Engineers, 2 more regular season games will go at Bluffton and at Earlham. Both of those teams in the bottom 3rd of the conference standings. So the Engineers, a pretty solid chance of winning out and just maybe having a chance at the 1 seed.
Yeah, and look, we talked about going in. The message is win the next 3 games. you've got, if you're Nick Sales, you're going, the next 3 games are certainly winnable basketball games. This one being the toughest if you look at record-wise. Now you got to go on the road. Always tough to win on the road regardless of the opposition's record. But big time tonight, you're right in the thick of that race to be a top seed. You're going to still need some help if you're Rose-Hulman, but helping yourself is the first thing that you need to do, and they did that tonight with a 4-point win.
Like you said at the start of the game, Rose-Hulman, they've had trouble closing out games. They've had so many close one-score losses in conference play, but here tonight on their home floor, they walk away with a much-needed 4-point win. On the flip side, we'll have head coach for Rose-Hulman, Nick Sales, join the show for a post-game interview. So don't go anywhere. We have head coach Nick Sales joining the broadcast in just a moment. Back in a moment on RHIT.TV.
Interested in starting business. From the early lemonade stand as a kid to like starting my own software development website business in high school, kind of turned me on to like computers and ultimately engineering. My name's Jeremy Clark. I graduated in 2009 with a software engineering and computer science degree, and currently am CEO of Plainsight Ventures. I was really interested in entrepreneurship, but I took it to the next level. And eventually, I was able to use those relationships with those professors to kind of do a lot of independent studies my last year at Rose. Once you kind of figure out, what you want to do and what you're passionate about, you can kind of chart your own path. And from that experience, I ended up starting another business, and I realized at my core, I just enjoy like tinkering and building things.
I'm Barry Schneider. I'm the President and Chief Operating Officer of Steel Dynamics Incorporated. Steel Dynamics is the largest recycling company in the United States. Faculty here is here to teach. You're not a bother, you're a purpose, but you can't be shy about asking. That's where you figure out I can only be better if I'm willing to accept the help and ask for it. Year in, year out, the caliber of graduates that comes out of Rose-Hulman stands above, because this is a challenging environment. But it's a challenging environment that's designed to help us be successful. And that, again, is the small school approach where the faculty is committed to your education. You are the purpose the school's here. Rose-Hulman is and will always be a special place for me because of the people that I've shared the experience of being here with. Together, we are stronger.
(64-60), the final from Hulbert Arena. The Rose-Hulman Fighting Engineers back in the win column, having lost a close one to Anderson a few days ago. Anderson #1 in the conference, but the Engineers, in their last home game of the regular season, a 4-point win against a really good Mount St. Joe team, and with 2 winnable games left on the schedule, the Engineers, they look like a team that can win this entire conference come tournament time.
Yeah, you certainly want to protect home court, and they really flipped the script on when these two teams played last month, right? Last month on the road in Cincinnati, slow start. Rose-Hulman kept fighting, got back into that game, but it was just too little too late. Same with here tonight, except flipped. Rose-Hulman got off to a really good start, found themselves up 9 in that first half. MSJ answered to end the second half, or excuse me, the first half on a run to be tied at halftime, and then late down the stretch here, Rose-Hulman closed it out. It was up to 11-point lead for the Fighting Engineers. Ultimately ends up really being 7-4 on the board with that last 3 ball with about 1 second to go. But Rose-Hulman tonight leads for just short of 30 minutes. 30 of the 40 minutes. MSJ only led for 3:32, and it was a late 7-0 run there by Mount St. Joseph's that made this a tight game down the stretch, but ultimately a great job done by Rose-Hulman to clean this one out late and get the victory.
So for Rose-Hulman come tournament time, which is just a couple weeks away, what needs to be their recipe if they want to win this whole thing? If they want to go through the gauntlet of the HCAC tournaments in a couple weeks, what do they need to do to put themselves in good position?
Yeah, I mean, look, get hot is first and foremost, and you got an opportunity now to go and play 2 games on the road against teams that are sub 500 in the conference. So you have an opportunity to go into the tournament on a 3-game winning streak, right? And winning breeds winning. And if you can continue that, closing out games like we saw tonight, make your free throws. My goodness, please, Charlie, make your free throws if you are Rose-Hulman. But they did a great job multiple times tonight of kind of subsiding the run that the Mount went on. There was a 11-2 run in that first half, a 7-0 run late here tonight. So very, very impressed by Rose-Hulman, able to close it out against a high-quality opponent. And like you said, you know, when you go into this tournament, if you've won 3 in a row, anything can happen. You want to continue to knock down threes. You know, what happened in the first half? They were, 2 of 7 from deep? Yeah. But they had knocked down, I believe, 4 in the second half, and that was a huge difference of getting that 3-ball going. You don't need to live or die by it, but if you have the opportunity to put it up in a high percentage look, shoulder square to the basket, you certainly do that. And then Cole Pride really had a good night to start, and then, you know, they kind of worked inside out to him. And what Cole Pride did tonight that may not show up too much on the scorebook was when the ball got down low to him, being able to work it out, kick it out, great extra passes by Rose-Hulman tonight, and an opportunity to close out the schedule, the regular season schedule, on a 3-game winning streak, as you will now head to Bluffton on Saturday and Earlham on Tuesday.
So 2 road games to finish the regular season, 2 winnable games, like you said, 2 teams sub 500. And we are now joined by Coach Nick Sales. Hey, Coach. Hey, congratulations tonight. Congrats. Physical. Yeah. Hello, everyone. I'm joined by Rose-Hulman head coach Nick Sales. Coach, congratulations on the win. It was a physical game for 40 minutes. You could kind of feel that in the first 4 minutes of the game. When we got to that under 16 timeout, it was a bruising first 4 minutes. But on your end, is that what you wanted? Did you want to feed Cole Pride down low early, find some good looks?
Absolutely. In our first battle against these guys, he didn't play. And today, I wanted to make sure we got him the ball as much as we could and made sure he finished strong, and he did a really good job today. I thought it was a physical battle. They let us play, and he did a really good job of being the big man that he's capable of being. 37 minutes, too. It was great.
Yeah, and it was kind of a similar 2 halves. So in the first half, you guys had a great start those first 12 minutes. I think you went up 9 points or 11 points, and then those last 8 minutes of the first half, MSJ clawed back in the game, tied it up. And then in the second half, you guys go on a run. You're up 12 again. Yeah. MSJ starts to climb back, but it was your defense down the stretch finally that kind of wore them off in the final stages. But what can you say about your defense down the stretch?
It was great. You know, we went 1-1 last week. We beat Hanover, and we obviously lost to Anderson. And I thought that we weren't great defensively, and defensively has to be our ticket, especially when we're not making shots. And so I thought today, you know, even in our last couple games, we've had a lead of 9 in the first half in most of them, and we sort of let it get away. And we did it again tonight, but I thought we had a message from some alums today, and it was whatever it takes. And these guys took that to heart, and they did a really good job of being physical and talking and communicating, holding them to one shot, and they killed us on the glass up there, and we did a better job today.
When you look at your guys' schedule, a lot of the losses you guys have had have been close losses, like 3-point game, a 4-point loss. So many of your losses have been in the margins, but when you find a 4-point win tonight at home, your last home game of the season.
Hopefully not.
Yeah, right. But what can that do for a team when you see, you know, the last 4 games you've had a lot of close losses, tough games, but to have a close win tonight on your home floor, what does that do for your team closing out this regular season?
It is huge, especially against a really good team that is well coached, that is having a heck of a year in conference. It means a lot. I mean, I think we are capable of beating a lot of teams. I think we're capable of also losing to people. But as long as we are guarding, we are going to have a chance no matter what. And if we're making shots and guarding, it's going to be a really good day for us. So we just got to make sure we take pride and keep guarding and trusting each other, trusting the lineups. We got a lot of guys we can play. It's going to be different guys nights every night. And the guys got to be ready to step up. But the main focus has to be us defensively.
And lastly, you guys outscored them with your bench 21-6. You guys had a lot of depth tonight. Scott scoring from a bunch of different players. Gentili was great tonight, hit some big shots from 3, but You know, you look at your team, what can you guys look to improve on? You guys rebounded tonight, you were physical, you knocked down timely threes, but going into the conference tournament, what are some things that you want to see your team improve on?
I thought we wasted a couple possessions. You know, I thought we had a few we had 7 turnovers in the first half. We didn't have any in the second half. And when we built that lead in the first half, I thought we wasted a couple possessions. I told our guys to play strong off 2 feet. We had a couple 1-foot finishes. They didn't call the fouls, and they shouldn't have. We should have went off 2 feet, and that led to them in transition or creating mismatch in transition. So not wasting possessions offensively while holding down the fort defensively.
Gotcha. Well, Coach, thank you again for joining the post-game show. We really appreciate it. And congrats on the win. 2 more games until hopefully we see you again right here in Hulbert Arena. So thanks for joining the show and good luck.
Absolutely. Thank you guys for all you do.
Thank you. And that'll do it inside Hulbert Arena. The Engineers win it 64-60. Thank you and have a good rest of your Wednesday night.